So the rhythm section stars Blake Lively and Jude Law, and it's about Blake Lively, who character is trying to get revenge after her family is murdered, and she finds the guy who is able to equip her with the tools on getting that revenge, played by Jude Law. And that's basically what this movie is about. I don't know if I sold y'all on it, but you know, it's whatever. But despite that, the movie was pretty decent. Pretty decent. I love the performances up in here. Blake Lively does an excellent job, as well as Jude Law, which both of them are great actors. So, I mean, good or bad, I'm pretty sure that they're going to pull out a great performance. This movie is really kind of a slow burn. It's slowly paced, and in some cases, it's good or bad, depending on how you look at it. It worked for me. It didn't bother me too much. I know a lot of reviewers came out and said that, like, you know, it was slow, it was boring, but I didn't mind it. You know, I was intrigued and, you know, kind of like invested throughout it because just the emotion behind the main character played by Blake Lively is like, you are behind her. You're behind her emotions. You want her to come out and win. You want her to come out on top. And it does a great job with doing that. There are some good fight sequences up in here, and that's the one thing that I like about it, is that it has some like some realistic training. For a person that's training, unless you can catch on to stuff like really quick and be really good at it, majority of us, if we start training for like a month or two or whatever, we probably might be better than we were before, but we're not going to be assassin level. You know, you're not going to go in and start murdering people like John Wick. You're going to be struggling. And that's basically how the fight scenes went on in this movie. It was more realistic. She still was getting her ass whooped. She still was like, you know, doing what she needed to do, but she was getting her ass whooped, you know, and these like low level type guys that she would go at. So it's not like she was going in, bam, 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 and just like doing all this crazy shit. It was like this, it was realistic. This is how certain stuff would happen. And this movie isn't really action-packed. It does have action scenes up in there as far as fighting scenes, but there is no type of John Wick, Bad Boys type of action. It's like more realistic, more real-life type fighting and everything else. And there's nothing wrong with that. I enjoyed the fighting because it's more realistic, and it wasn't like crazy editing to where you didn't know what the hell was going on. There's a fight in particular that happened between Jude Law and Blake Lively's character that is really good. It is really good. I did like it. Like I said, the emotion is there. You get behind the character. But the one thing that's played against this movie, even though I don't think this movie is like the greatest thing and everything else, I feel like the marketing did not do it justice, because for one, there wasn't too many trailers or TV spots for it like that. And the trailers that were out for it really didn't sell it as hard as it should. Like I just remember maybe 2 trailers at the most, 2 official trailers for this movie at the most out for it. And it really, I don't think it sold too many people on it, because it had one of the lowest openings so far this year and ever since in the wow, you know, and just, it was a bad title. I mean, you get why it was called the rhythm section, but when it came to just the title, it was like, it shouldn't have been called the rhythm section. Like, they should have changed the name. It is derived from a book, but they should have changed the name. Maybe that would have popped more for people and got a little bit more people in seats, as well as better marketing as far as the trailers. But I mean, as far as a movie, it is a pretty decent movie. It is worth checking out. To me, it is just right at that line of being a hit. Just right at that line of being a hit. I wouldn't even say it's a miss, because I did enjoy it. But if you can check it out, wherever you can check it out, check it out. It is decent. Especially if you like those type of films. It's not action-packed, but it is pretty decent.